Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this video, I am going to tell you a simple way of understanding source shifting that comes in the subject called network analysis or electric circuit analysis. A source shifting, you are shifting a source from one point to other point if it is not able to do a source transformation, or else for any of the numericals if it is very difficult to solve, means you can do a shifting, then you can solve. Okay, before that I wanted to tell you one thing about the sources. You already know there are two sources. One is voltage source, other one is current source. Obviously you have to do what? These two source shifting. Either you have to shift a voltage source, or else you have to shift current source. So ultimately what happened, before that you should know when that voltage is zero, when the current becomes zero. So you can say it as if the circuit is open circuit, if there is a breakage of circuit, if there is an open circuit, if there is no path for flowing current from one place to other place, in that case current is zero. So that in open circuit current is always zero, and at the same time in the short circuit the voltage is always zero. And the resistors which are connected across the short circuit, we can call that as redundant resistors. Hence the value of that resistor is also zero. In the same case, if the resistor which is connected in series to the open circuit also, the value of the resistor will be zero. We can call that as redundant resistors. Clear? So now you need to do a source shifting. Before that, I just tell in a simple way like how we can do a source shifting of voltage or current, whatever if you are using. Okay, suppose if you are considering the voltage source shifting, if you wanted to do a voltage source shifting, means what you have to do. I'll consider one example for voltage source shifting. Example you can take, if you are having some two resistors, say it as some 5 ohm resistor and another 5 ohm resistor, you can say it as. You can take same resistor or different. Will be having two nodes, node A, node or junction, node A, and one more is node B. Here I'll connect one voltage source and see plus and minus to the ground. Clear? Say it as some 10 voltage source. So in this case, you need to shift this voltage source at junction B. It is connected to a junction B or node B. Here you need to shift the source. Once after shifting the voltage source, the original voltage source becomes zero. So as I told, if the voltage source is zero, is nothing but it is short circuited. So now I need to shift this voltage source. Then observe the circuit diagram. So this source become like this. So from here to A, you have a node. There is a resistor of 5 ohm, another resistor of 5 ohm. So if you are shifting this voltage source, 10 voltage source at B, means it will shift to B to A of left side of resistor and B to A of right side of resistor, because there is a node at B. So that the sources will be shifting like this. And at P, original source will be zero. You can see that is nothing but short circuited. Polarities I will write now. So the direction of the voltage polarities, you can see minus plus you have, so that in the same manner it will shift minus and plus, minus and plus, and the value of voltage that will be same, that is 10 volts and 10 volts. This is called voltage source shifting. Clear? Similarly, if you're having a circuit like this, so there are resistors like this, say it as two resistors. Yeah, two or three resistors, say it as two or three resistors. if you're having voltage source here like this, plus minus of 10 volts, say here some 2 ohm, 1 ohm, 3 ohm, randomly I'm giving names to make you to understand the concept. So now this voltage source is connected at nodes A and B. If you're giving a node namings A and B. So now how we can shift the voltage source? Junction A. So you can shift this voltage source in this manner, that is A to B and A to C, and this source, original voltage source, becomes short circuit. You can observe now. So if you are shifting the voltage source means one ohm resistor, 2 ohm resistor, and the voltage source will be shifted here. Similarly, the original source become short circuit, and again voltage is shifted here, 3 ohm resistor. So like this, you can shift the voltage source. 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. And how will write the polarities now? You can see the polarities A to B. The first polarity is minus, second polarity is plus. Similarly here, first polarity is minus, second polarity is plus. So you can write here plus minus 10 volts. Similarly here, minus plus 10 volts. So like that, you can shift the voltage source. Then how we can shift the current source? Suppose if you're having a current source. So current source means, again, you need to check with the junctions. There can easily get to know the shifting of current source. So now if you really wanted to do a current source shifting means what you can do. So there is a shifting of current from one junction to other junction. Before that, you should check the direction of current, whether it is flowing upward or downward or left side or right side. So for that, I'll take one simple example for current source shifting. Suppose if there are two resistors which are connected in between three nodes, say it as node A, node B, and node C, like this. And there is a current source from node A to C, A, B, C. Okay. So in this case, you need to shift the current source. Before that, you should check current that will be flowing from A to C directly. But you can switch that source from A to B and B to C. So like this, you can see now. So if there are three nodes, as I said, node A, node B, and node C. Actually, current is flowing from A to B. If you are shifting the current means current that will be shifting from A to B first. The same value of current, if it is a 10 amperes, the same 10 ampere of current will be flowing from A to B and B to C. 10 ampere of current. So like that, you can shift the current source. Okay, and the direction you should know. Current is flowing from A to C. So that A to B and B to C. At B, you should check now. So at B, 10 ampere is entering, that is plus 10 ampere, and 10 ampere is leaving, that is minus 10 ampere. So that at B, current will be 0. So which means that indirectly you're indirectly you're shifting a current from A to C with the help of junction B or else node B. So similarly, you can take one more example for this. Suppose if you're taking one more example, say it as if there is a if there is a circuit like this. So I'll solve this type of circuit in next video. Just for information now, I am telling how we can shift the voltage source as well as current source for these kind of circuits. There is a circuit of A to B. So there is a current source here, say it as upward direction, and there is a voltage source here, say it as a plus to minus of 5 amperes or 10 amperes, 90 amperes you can compare, 60 volts you can compare. So in this type of circuit, you cannot do source transformation because there is no internal resistor that will be connected parallel to 90 ampere of current source. At the same time, there is no internal resistance that will be connected in series with 60 volt resistor also, 60 volts voltage source also. So in this type of case, what you have to do, you have to shift the current source. So before that, I'm just giving the namings 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 nodes, so that I'm writing 6 numbers. So now you need to shift the current source. Before that, you check the direction of current, the current that is flowing from 6 to 2, which means that it should get the path to flow from 6 to 2 with the help of another node or another junction. So you can see the path now. So it will be flowing from 6 to 1 ampere first, 6 to 1 ampere, the same 90 ampere of current, then 1 to 2 amperes it is flowing. So which means that at junction 1, the 90 ampere is entering and 90 ampere is leaving, so that current at 1 is 0. Current at 1 should be 0. And this original current source become open circuit. This will go. Original current source becomes open circuit. This is not will be, there is no current source that will be connecting from 6 to 2. That is 0 is nothing but open circuit. Like this, you can shift the current source. Similarly, you need to shift the voltage source. So check at junction 3 and 5. Either you can shift the voltage source at junction 3, or else you can shift the voltage source at junction 5, because it is connected at node 3 and node 5. Any one node you can do, at any one node you can do source shifting. So now I'll consider at node 3, you need to shift this voltage source. At node 3, there are 2 branches. One is from 3 to 2, say it as R1 resistor, and 3 to 4, say that will be R2 resistor. So here you need to shift the voltage source, and the original voltage source that becomes 0, that is nothing but short circuit. So now I'm shifting this voltage source from 3 to 2. If you're shifting like this, means just see 3 to 2 means the polarities. The first polarity here minus, so that minus and plus of 60 volts. Similarly here 3 to 4 voltage shifting. Why are shifting to 2 branches? Because at node 3 it is having there will be 2 branches are connected at node 3, so that at 2 branches you are shifting the voltage source. Similarly, one more voltage source you are shifting here, and the polarities you can see minus is plus first, sorry, minus is first, so that minus and plus of 60 volts, and the original source that becomes short circuit. So which means that if you rewrite this circuit diagram from A, you can see there will be some resistor. I am not writing any values like this. If you're shifting the voltage source, here you will get plus and minus of 60 volts. Similarly, there is a resistor here, and the original voltage source becomes 0, and here again minus and plus of 60 volts. There will be resistor again, here also one resistor like this, and current source you are shifting from 6 to 1 and 1 to 2 like this. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4 if you want, 3, 4, 5, 6. So original current source become open circuit, original voltage source become short circuit. So now we can easily do a source transformation to get a required value. So I hope you're understanding the concept of source shifting of voltage as well as current. If you wanted to shift a current source, see the direction of current, based on that shift the current source. If you wanted to do a voltage source shifting, you just see where that voltage source is connected. So at that node, you just check how many branches that will be connected to that node. So with respect of that branches, you have to shift the voltage sources with respect to polarities. So while shifting the current source, check the direction of current. While shifting the voltage source, check the polarity. Based on that, I have to do. So I hope you're understanding the concept. If you're having any doubts regarding this, Yeah, feel free to write in a comment box. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, do like and subscribe more. Thank you.